I spent a lot of time growing up around the Boone Airport, and one of the common stories that the locals used to say is that folks from the flatlands would come down and land at the airport, but they would carry a lot of extra speed. And the reason was perhaps that they thought that the airplane was going to fall out of the sky because they were at high altitudes. And that's not the case. So when you're flying, you need to stay at the same speed or indicated speed that you would normally in the flatlands. Really all you're doing is setting yourself up for a long landing at that airport, and that could be a dangerous situation. One thing you can do to practice high density altitude operations is look in your pilot's operating handbook for the horsepower conversion. So as we said, your horsepower will decrease 3 horsepower per 1,000 feet. So for instance, say you're going to simulate 5,000 foot density altitude, you would find a 15% or 15 horsepower decrease RPM for your aircraft and then operate like that at a lower density altitude airport. Now you might want to have an instructor with you for this, but you always have full power available to you if you need it, but it might give you an idea as far as what kind of performance. That's probably the best way because it gives you tactile knowledge as far as how the aircraft is going to behave. There's also a Coke chart that you might want to take a look at and check that out, and it will show you the effects of density altitude on performance, and that's another good rule tip for you, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a future video. All right, we didn't cover the whole topic of mountain flying specifically, but just a few guidelines to kind of whet your appetite towards going to see some leaves and checking that out. So first and foremost, be safe about it and follow some general guidelines. And 2, get with a good instructor if you're not confident. Until next time, I'm Tom Freeman with your WingsOfun.com Pilot Safety Minute.